Yo, Internets, I'm so excited, man. We got a very, very important, influential artist. I've been trying to get a hold of this artist for so many years. We got the chef in the building. Raekwon, Wu-Tang Clan. Forever. What up, man?
Louis Rich.
Yo, what's up, sir?
Ain't shit. What up,
Yo, man, it's a big week for you, man.
Yeah, yo, man, all praises due to the Most High for just letting me sit here, man. You know what I mean? We been through it, you know. You know how the Wu story is.
I know the Wu story. I know the movie. Yeah, it's a movie.
But we still here 20 years later, B. It's an honor to be here.
20 years, my dude.
20 pieces, man.
Yo, man, did you ever think you would be doing this shit for 20 years?
Nah, not like that. I mean, in my heart could say that, but you know, I didn't know that the business was gonna really, you know, take off the way it did.
Right.
You know, they say every artist, you know, the most he might get is about 5. You know what I mean? Then you get forgotten about.
Like a football player.
Exactly.
Not for long.
Yo, let's go back to them days, man. How did you get into like music? Like did you come out of a creative environment? Were your parents, was your family creative?
Nah. My mom's, you know, she was a working lady though, but you know, I guess I got the spirit of really loving music from just growing up in the hood.
Right.
You know, growing up in the hood, having wild uncles and aunts and you know, just adapting to the sound that everybody's listening to. Like me, one thing about me, I'm a 70s and an 80s baby because I listened to all that disco growing up and knowing about Studio 54 and Grand International and, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, The Junction. You know what I mean? These is all the places that my family went, so I was too young to even shoot out there like that, but the music side of it was always in the hood.
Right.
And Saturdays when your moms would be cleaning the crib, I know that the windows was open and the music was blasting.
Yeah. You know, frying chicken in there, playing cards. You know, we trying to sneak in the room and, you know, just to see what's going on. But in all reality, they know that we playing games or whatever. So we had to stay in the room. They doing whatever they doing in there. You know how that goes.
Not taking away, not taking anything away from today's culture, but I think one of the beautiful things about the age which we came up in, because we came up in the same age, was how, you know, even when we was dipping in and being formed and molded by hip-hop, how house music was a very influential part of our DNA. And I understand that you grew up and you were definitely influenced by house, right?
Right, come on, baby. This is what, house music, all that?
House music all night long.
Listen.
Jungle Brothers, I mean, like when they was doing it, see, a lot of people don't know that this what made hip-hop so great because it was so integrated with everything else, too. You know what I mean? Like, I remember back in the days, if you knew how to hustle or whatever, you was a great dancer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
hustle the dance, not hustle flip drugs, internet. Hustle the dance.
Right. Make that clear for the white people who might be listening.
All right, Pitchfork, hustle the dance.
Yeah. Wait a minute, they used to sell drugs at the disco?
What? That's what you got some of the best shit at, though.
But from what I understand, man, like you was really into house music, right?
No doubt. Yo, my crew, like I said, we did a lot of hanging out. We did a lot of going out.
You ever made it to the Paradise Garage, or was you too young for that?
The garage?
Yeah.
He was a little too young.
You was there. You was there.
Yes.
Wow, you was young. You was a young dude there.
The garage, we was there, B.
Now, the only fucked up thing about house music is you would usually hear it in the club, right? But you would know the songs you like, but you wouldn't know the names of the songs.
Exactly.
So, like, if I asked you, like, what was some of your favorite house records?
I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell us. Right?
I couldn't tell you, but I know the sound. You know what I mean? I know the sound. Like I said, you know, even though, you know, you seen what's the name, Q-Tip and them started making that kind of sound too. You know what I mean? The cats that was making the Jungle Brothers. You know, they stepped into that world a little bit, but they was always still hip-hop.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was just that sound that was just, you know, you couldn't get away from it, man. And club music, like I said, back in the early 90s, you know what I mean? The mid-80s was like big.
But messing with house
music, like really pop but live music.
That didn't compromise your hip-hop messing with house music.
It was seamless.
Of course, because first of all, the older chicks, or some of them bad Lisa Bonet type chicks,
Lisa Bonet
would be at Zanzibar, would be at,
and all that.
you know, the Love Lights, would be at them house music spots, and that's what we was doing. We was just following. We following the chicks.
Now, as you evolve, man, would you ever consider doing a house record, man?
Why not?
Yeah,
that's like telling me to do
your body.
Listen.
Woo your body.
Put it like this. If I do that shit, I know for a fact it's going to be something that's going to be hot. But I would never turn my back on it because that's a part of my hip-hop.
Of course, of course.
You know what I mean? See, that's what make you, to me, a more inspiring hip-hop person because you're able to relate to a lot of shit that was going on that made hip-hop bigger. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It was
like
a
I said,
more
disco,
worldly, and it was
disco
a worldly.
has something to do with it. Donna Summer. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? Come on, that was Rihanna back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
You feel me?
Word.
She was making that same music, and then now you see it's evolving, and you know what I mean? It's becoming European, more afflicted as well, too.
Right.
So now, you know, all that music comes from hip-hop, man.
Right.
Hip-hop is a culture, man, period.
Yes.
Combat, this also comes from Raekwon being somebody who grew up in a time when you could be exposed to a lot of different genre of music. Not just house and hip-hop, but also rock, also punk.
Queen, all that shit.
Anything that just sounded good, that had an ill beat.
And that's what the radios was playing at the time. It's funny because during the break, like me and Just was talking about Love Is the Message. And it just hit me how Love Is the Message.
Put that in a,
you rapped on that. Yeah. But Love Is the Message is so many different.
And disco department.
It's so it's house.
That UFO shit you got off on.
It's pop, it's jazz, it's hip hop. Like that record hits so many genres, B. Now I understand when you started rapping, man, like you was really influenced by Capadonna. Like
no doubt.
Capadonna was explain that, man.
Yeah, Cap, I mean, we all grew up together. We go back all the way from cookies and milk to running in candy stores and all that shit, but he was like, his brother knew how to dance. His brother was a fly nigga. His brother name was Sham. He had knowledge of self too. So he was part of that older generation that was schooling us about certain gear, certain jewelry. You know, remember back in the days, cats used to wear the lettering, just the one letter. Like if your name was Tino, you just had a T.
Yeah.
But nigga had a nigga have it in the Chinese letters, Tino, or the B or whatever. But these was niggas that we looked up to in the hood. And Cap brother was a super fly nigga, and he could dance. You know what I mean? Right. So we was inspired by them niggas doing a hustle and boom boom and you know what I mean?
You know how to hustle, man?
Nah, I don't know how to hustle.
I didn't know how to hustle too. I was mad that I didn't know how to hustle.
I had to take hustle classes. but make a long story short though, you know, like I said, Cat was a cat that we grew up around and we would run around, but he was so in tune with the music then because his family was associate. Whether, you know, his family knew a lot of people. And Cap used to make CDs and all that. So we used to hear Cap shit and say, yo, sound good, OG. You know what I mean? Because his name was Original. So, you know, everybody call him OG. But it was a bunch of us that was making. So while I was being inspired by him, he was checking out my little tune. You know what I mean? And we was checking out RZA. And RZA was checking out us. And, you know, like I said, we was that Fat Albert gang that just was talented like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Cap was definitely like one of the leaders. Like, we had this big show. We had this show back in Park Hill, this shit called the Park Villa, where Rakim came to perform, but it was a talent show. And Cap came through and won the talent show. So, you know, he was up in there against a lot of competitive artists at that time. But Cap style at that time was like, he was 100% Park Hill. That's why when you hear him on records, he always yelling Park Hill.
162.
He's Park Hill's champion. You know what I mean?
Now going back to those days though, like y'all are doing it, you're sharpening your swords and the whole nine.
Yeah.
But was it real? Like, was it like, or was this more like a fad? This is more like not a fad, but a hobby. This is what y'all do, and then y'all focus on the real world.
It started rhyming started as a hobby for us because, you know, it's a language for the hood. You know what I mean? But, you know, when it started getting real is when RZA came with opportunity. And said, yo, listen, y'all, I don't know if it's gonna work. It could work, it don't, but I believe in what niggas wanna do. Let's make this. Let's represent our borough. Cool. That's the main thing that we wanna do. You know, represent
Was y'all tired of the Staten wasn't getting the shine back then?
Yeah, but you know, Staten Island was always that lone borough because, you know, people don't wanna get on a boat and all this shit and come over there and you know what I mean? Anything can happen on that side. You gotta get on a boat.
You gotta get on a boat.
I probably wouldn't go neither. They only thought I wasn't from the town. You feel me?
They only thought the mall was out there. You know, they didn't know they had Park Hill and My Deli and Camelot. They didn't know they had those joints.
Shit. Everything that's out here is out there. Only thing we just ain't have a subway system that was connected to the city like that.
So RZA is introducing y'all to this concept of the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
He's talking about hip hop. He's talking about kung fu.
Yep.
He's talking about movies. He's talking about Shaolin.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on like what? Take us back to what you're thinking about this shit.
Yo, I felt it was new. You know what I mean? And see, like I said, when you come from our era, like a lot of shit that we liked back then pertained to the concept that he was fucking with, because we used to always come up to 42nd Street and you know go to the theaters. You know what I mean? Catch the $5
the three joints.
You know what I mean? You see 3 in one day, 3 for $5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Karate flicks. So these niggas lived up in there, and we lived up in there too every now, because we could smoke cheap in there, do what we want to do.
Of course.
But that's how far I go back from wearing nylons and, you know, taking them
BBDs,
flicks on the hood.
exactly.
You know, I was there to see that. Like, and you know, we had our team, but more importantly, RZA came with a plan, and he said, "Yo, I got this thing that I want to do with all y'all involved with it, and we gonna crush the industry." And that's all he kept saying. And we all believed in him because he wanted it that bad. Like, come on, him and Jizza was already out there in the music world
with their deals.
So
with
that's
their
an
Tommy
achievement.
Boy
Right.
That's an achievement for a nigga in the hood to come through and you see your man who really believe in what he could do. He finally get there.
He's activated.
Any part of the Juice Crew section. You know, Kane and all them. Jizza rhyming with them niggas.
And
that's Jizza is what's the name? RZA's cousin. So, you know, we paying attention to all that. Yo, your cousin, he fucking with Kane and all them. You know, they all on the same label. That was big because we love music. We love they shit. We love the Rakhems, the Kanes, the Cool G Raps, the Master Aces, you know what I mean? Craig, all that shit.
Biz Mark,
Jizza was one of them niggas. He just ain't signed a dotted line with them.
Right.
But he was down with it.
I bought that album too.
Yeah,
I bought the Geniuses first time was on Cold Chillin'. I remember buying
Words
that.
from Genius. Words from the Genius.
Girls come do me. I'm thinking about talking about words and language. Like Wu has like a dialect. Wu has basically should have like a dictionary.
Real rap.
And took
Real
and put words into not just hip hop, but I feel like put words into the American lexicon that I mean whenever we talk about ice and diamonds, that was Wu.
Ice was us. I ain't gonna front. I ain't saying that because of the get no points.
I'll say it.
We said ice first. Ice.
But you got so many other words. Like, where does that come from? Where does that ability to change black speak come from?
You know what it is? It's just fucked up fucked up speech impediment. You know what I mean? When you don't know how to talk right. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like, we come from the hood, everybody don't talk.
Kind of like the done language.
They don't. Yeah. Everything is what it ain't supposed to be. But we wasn't dumb. We just had our own language. You know what I mean? And hip hop, not to cut you, but hip hop made us be like that because we feel we live in hip hop. Like, everything they talking about, we them niggas that speak that shit. So when we started coming up with words, it was just natural. It
was perfect. It's perfect because now when I look at an Ice Cube, I'm like, damn, what if I had a diamond this size? I could fucking retire.
See? That's what you call dreaming. That's what you call using your mind and letting it be that language that you want niggas to hear you.
You know, and making that your reality.